Hello YouTube, how you doing? So, it seems today was the day that my motherboard, or the motherboard that I ordered, was meant to arrive. It's a reconditioned motherboard. I was told by the seller in good faith that it works, and everything works on the board pretty much, so I assume there's a back plate, but I hope there is. Yes, there is. Okay. So there's a back plate in there, I've got the actual board itself, which you can actually see. Originally came out of his computer, he said. I've put a processor in there. I just put that processor in, which is all fixed up. I got to put a heatsink on, put some RAM in. Actual, what have we got? Anyway, so that's not too bad. I'm pretty impressed. That's a pretty nice board. Only thing I might do is take out that there a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably end up taking that out. I'll get a pair of pliers and squeeze it out when I get the chance. So, what else? Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. It comes with a manual. So, what did he end up saying? That's right. He said it came with the manual. The seller told me that it came with manual CDs. Obviously those. Oh, that's pretty good actually. He's done a pretty good job of that. That's actually, I'm pretty impressed. Got everything with it, all the original stuff that included, and some actual standoffs and some screws. Nice, fantastic. Alright, so that's good. It's good to know. It also came with a like a what do you call it, bubble wrap type thing on top to basically guard against any issues. So at this point in time, I'm going to run it on the bench, or I'll probably most likely run it on the bench. Just test it with an OS and see if everything's working on it, because I always like to do that beforehand, just to make sure everything's functioning with the system itself. What else? External power supply. I've got some other power supplies. What I'll do is I'll have to gather the parts. What I have a tendency to do is gather all the parts together, because I have to go through some of my parts I've got spare lying around and just find out exactly what I need. So I'm going to need some RAM for sure. I've got some spare RAM, pretty sure I've got a ton of spare RAM actually. There's tons in my thing, so I'm not sure. I'll have to find the specs for this specific board, which it's a MSI board. It's exactly what it takes. See, capacitors on the board. No, capacitors look both good. Fine. Very good condition actually. I'm quite amazed. A little dusty, but you know, I would expect my board to be a little dusty. And it looks like this particular seller does actually look after his stuff. So that's quite cool. A little dust here and there, but nothing that can't be cleaned off. Okay, so that's cool. I'm pretty impressed, and I'm pretty happy with that. What I'll probably end up doing is blowing off the board a bit, maybe using my air compressor on it. I'll change the BIOS battery down most definitely. Put some more RAM in, which is 2 GB. I'll try see if I can do 4. I don't know whether I can. Depends on whether I can actually find two 2 GB sticks, depending on the situation. Processor, which is a AMD Athlon 64X2, which is a dual core processor, which that's in there at the moment, which is working, or seems to be working so far. It's an AM2 socket. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with the end result of that. It does only have 2 SATA ports, which is a little frustrating, but not a major issue. I probably will be able to find extra SATA ports or something to do that anyway. Not a major issue. I mean, 2 SATA ports there. Is there any others at the bottom? Nope. Okay. Alright, that's not a problem. I can work with 2 SATA ports, and I'll probably end up maybe trying to run something through IDE, or run the CD-ROM through IDE maybe. Maybe. I'll see. It's one of those older computers, so... See, I do have a IDE 160 gig drive, so maybe I can sort of slave it onto that and stuff and do stuff with that. You never know. We'll see how it goes. Depends on what works best, really. But not a bad board. I'm pretty impressed. I'll see what I can do with this in just a little bit of a project, and I'll end up doing some updates on it. I've got a graphics card there, which I'm going to pair with it. So we'll see how it goes. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty impressed. I just don't know what else I want to do, but I'll take a photo of it anyway. In any case, but that's alright. I'll leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. Like, favorite, and subscribe to my videos as always. Yeah, all the usual stuff. Twitter, Facebook, Twitch TV. I'm on all those lovely services. If you want to subscribe and follow me on those. If you want to favourite stuff, thumbs up if you like the video. Thumbs down if you don't. You know, thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on what you want to do. Up to you. In any case, thank you very much, and catch you. Bye. YouTube. So, I've taken into consideration what I'm going to be doing. I've started formulating some of the parts that I'm going to need, which is of course the motherboard, which is here. That did, as I said, that was actually something that came with it, which is plastic and everything else. Heatsink, which I may get a thicker heatsink, I don't know. I've got a couple of different AMD heatsinks. They're only standard ones, but they should do do the job nicely. Extra hard drive, and I'm figuring that I might, I'm not sure at this point, but I'm thinking about it, strip down this machine right here. Which, that would mean I'll probably have to delete it off Gumtree. Which I'm thinking I might actually do that anyway. So while I'm here, Gumtree. Okay. Maintenance one. What the hell? My internet decided to become disconnected. Very interesting. No, according to that it's fine. So I must have typed the address in wrong. Shit, really? Okay, that's... Shit, where's my fucking mouse? Alright, let me try refresh this page. Google works fine, so what the hell? I went to it that time. Okay. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my ads and I'm going to delete that ad I've got here at the moment. For some reason it didn't come up as a proper address, but it could have been the way I was typing it initially. So let's see. Delete, because I haven't really done anything with that ad, so I'm going to delete it. Put on to say, and delete. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is strip down. I think that's definitely something I want to do, is strip down the system. Pretty much strip down what's in there. Oh. I don't know if you can actually see it, but so let's see, maybe strip it down. Just move a few things around first, because I'm going to be taking a few things apart, it seems. Let me just put my camera down for a moment there. And now, at this point, I basically just want to strip it down. And the easiest point for stripping it down, this point in time, it's just easiest to strip this whole thing down and my toolkit out. As you can see, I can actually do this. Put this around my neck. Okay. Take the case out. Just strip pretty much everything out of it that's in here that can be used. I don't care about the heatsink. I more care about the RAM and the hard drive, but the main things that I care about at this point. So this is sort of how one of these little units go together, but strip those cables out. It's just easier, to be honest, to strip everything out of it for the entire purpose that I want to do. So let's see here. I'd actually take the front off, haven't I? You can actually see that, but and to be honest, yep, there we go. Strip the front out of it, strip everything out of it. It's just the easiest option. Easiest option. Put this down here for a second. Hold on again. Oops. I'll drop the screw, and I'll eventually find it. Always happens. I always tend to drop a screw sometimes. So. I don't know where the bugger it went, but it's there somewhere. In any case, this machine's been stripped down, so the entire purpose of this, or using this machine, is so I can get all the parts out of it, pretty much. Right. So. Right, so, what we got? Oh, we can actually see that. Right, so let's see, these are the things that I'm going to strip out of this machine. Definitely the hard drive, and that's going to go over here for my new build. I'm going to strip the RAM out of it, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the RAM, to be honest. And, what else? The CD-ROM, DVD burner. Most definitely rip that out. As you can see, pretty much one screw holding it. Oh, sorry, there might be two. No, there's only one screw. As you can see, yep, I've got one screw holding it in place. So. Look at these extra screws. Right, so that's pretty much the main parts of my machine already taken care of, which, as you can see, there's a DVD burner, everything else. So pretty much I got the main parts out of this one, which is pretty much, I thought the idea of stripping this one down was probably the best idea I could have with it. It's not a very, very powerful machine to start with, so I didn't see the point in trying to hold on to some of the stuff. Processor, I could strip it out. I just don't know whether it's worth my time, to be honest. Could be interesting, maybe. I'll see. Let's see. Put all my screws over here. Place those screws in that direction. Put the screws over here in the corner. And put this on lay this flat. And pretty much take now, people wonder why sometimes I use an anti-static pen, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's not necessary in some cases. So let's see. Same 2 sockets. So single core AMD. And I'll probably clean the top of it with a bit of cleaning solution or something of that nature. Oh well, at least a cloth anyway. So AMD Athlon. Simple AMD Athlon AM2 processor. I'm going to hold on to that, put it with my other processors, which are AMD Athlon 64 bits or something like that, combination of. I mean, I could, to be honest, I could keep this system and put maybe a stronger CPU in it, like a desktop CPU, because it does have an AM2 socket. But I don't see the point. It's not really going to serve much of a purpose, to be honest. I mean, the machine's low power to start with, so it's not the greatest. Yeah, I don't see the point, to be truthful. So the heatsink may be something that I keep as well. I don't know. Maybe if I'm inclined to take the motherboard out, I might keep the heatsink, because I do like the heatsinks with those screw-on bottoms. They're quite handy, especially when you're working with different types of systems. I could probably get this motherboard out, to be honest. I mean, if I'm going to go for a full strip, I'll go for a full strip, to be honest. Okay. There we go. Alright, so I think, yeah, I definitely will keep that heatsink because it looks cool. It looks like it could definitely be reused. Okay, yep. So I have to get the motherboard out. So what I might do, I'll do the bracing screws for this. Pretty much that area. I won't keep the battery. No point really. Batteries are useless. Just makes more sense to put it into a better system, and I'll probably make more money out of the other system in the long run than I ever would out of this system, to be honest. So do we miss a screw? I don't think so. Just double checking, but I don't think so. Did I miss a screw? Ah, yes, I did. One behind the power supply tray. screw there. Screws always come in handy. There we go. And I mean, to be honest, you could probably even put this board in a system. I don't know what to. I mean, this board could be reused maybe. If I could find another processor, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the board could probably be reused. Maybe. I mean, it's not a fancy board. That's the only problem. It doesn't really got any PCI Express, so I probably wouldn't reuse this board, to be truthful. No, probably not. No, fuck it. I don't see the point in trying to reuse it. What the hell? Why is that? Must be stuck on the bottom. Get this out. I'm guessing this might be stuck to the bottom of this plate. Oh yeah, that's fucking fantastic. Is it? Or is it? Okay, a little adjustment on my side. Let's see if I can get this out. Yeah, that's gonna work or not. Pain in the ass. Is this thing stuck to the bottom, or is there some type of sticky stuff on the bottom? I'm guessing there might be, I don't know, but. That might be a job for another day because I'll leave that board out anyway. There's the rest of the parts anyway, chuck them away. We'll keep this cord though. And where did I put the little SATA cable there? Well, I always like to keep the little SATA cables and everything else. So, I don't know about this heatsink. If I can get the actual heatsink off, yes, I will definitely keep it. Strip out the power supply. As I said, it's just, to be honest, it's much easier. Anyway, put that out. Don't know whether I'll reuse that at all. Maybe, but I don't know whether this is stuck to the bottom. That's the problem. It feels pretty solid, so I'm going to guess and say that it might be. So I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get off. I may actually I might pick another day and actually try and get that off. Probably I might have to hammer it or something out of the actual board. Which is rather frustrating we have to do something like that, but it might actually be the case I have to do that. So that's alright, that's the computer stripped down anyway. So, alright, so that's the computer pretty much stripped down. Motherboard, as you can see. I don't think I'll be reusing that board at all. No. And over here, use the remaining parts. So basically that's just the entirety of that computer, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep SATA cables, which is a SATA cable over there in the corner there. I'll keep these screws, and maybe I'll keep this fan and heatsink thing, I don't know. Depends. So let's see. I think I do have another backing plate, so maybe I can keep that, this thing. So basically now I have all the tools, or I have all the necessary parts to do what I want. CD-ROM, DVD burner. As you can see, I've got myself a 2 different heat sinks, got some RAM, 2 hard drives. There's 1 GB stick, so they're 2 GB in total. Hoping to get some 4GB sticks, but I'll see what I have lying around basically. What else? I don't think there's much else, to be honest. I think that's the main components of most things. So I'm going to keep that board there. The rest of this stuff is going to be chucked outside except for the SATA cable. I'll keep that as well. Just keep that. Oh, shivers. Okay. And put my camera down for a second. The rest of this shit is going to go outside along with the rest of the junk. I may keep the backing plate just for the motherboard. Just in case. So I'll keep the backing plate for the motherboard. So I do have all the necessary parts now to do what I need to do. This will go over here because I'm not sure whether I can actually, I'm trying to work out if I can actually get the back plate off here. Oh, son of a bitch, this fucking chair. Also rearranged the carpet a bit because Dad was giving me a hand with that anyway. Okay, so let's see. As you can see, the automatic screwdriver there. This is what's sort of left, and these would be my spares. One moment, I'll go and get some type of screw container. Always handy to have a screw container. There we go. Pays to have a screw container. Especially, well, this is actually for cotton buds, but works just as well for screws. And there. It's got a few other parts in there as well, but basically a place to store all my stuff, which is much easier. So I'm going to get that one anyway. Right, so I got that. I've got a few SATA cables. I think that's about it for now. That gets rid of that. That clears that up for me. And perfect. Alright, so now I have the parts necessary to do the job. As you can see, some packing material. I pretty much have, let's just move these aside, these are just mouse and keyboard. Okay, so I have all the necessary parts. I have all placed down on the table. That's just a mug right there. And so, what have I got in my arsenal? I do have more than one set of RAM, obviously. I've got a dual core processor in here. I've got 2 GB of RAM. What is the DVD burner? And right here we have 2 heat sinks, either selection of heatsink, 160 gig hard drive, which is fantastic, and a 80 gig hard drive, which is pretty much what we wanted. So then we've got the motherboard. So at this point I'm trying to work out what type of RAM I'm going to put in it. The video card will definitely be something that I need. I go for, oh god, go for a Quattro, which I don't think I'm really going to go for. Probably end up going for something. What's this? I think this was a 512 megabyte version of an 8086 GT. So that can go there. Maybe just see if there's any other video cards. I don't see any. There's probably others. There's probably others I can use as well. The Quattro, in a pinch I can use the Quattro if I choose to, which the Quattro is just like a basic version, which it'll work with it regardless. It's like 256 or something like that. So I pretty much got all my all my parts, almost all my parts together. I could probably go and find some RAM, or some better RAM. See, the problem is I have to fire up the motherboard and work out exactly what's going to go into the motherboard. So, I do have, I might stop recording. So yeah, this is the single core processors, which these are just P4s to be honest. And they're probably just useless because I'm probably not going to use that at any point in most cases. So a dual core there. I've got like, I think I was saying, well, I've got a high performance RAM over in the corner there, in those bags. Those bags are full of high performance RAM. On the other hand, the high performance RAM, even at that, the high performance RAM in them is, I don't know whether it's actually going to be suited to that motherboard specifically. I'd have to find out. I actually have to, I might even have to look for the manual and see what speed it takes, just so I know. Because it actually has got the manual with it, which is fantastic, by the way. I've got I've got about 3 different dual cores. Yeah, 3 different dual core processors in the 775 socket, so I'm pretty much going to have to pick up a board for the 775 socket in most cases, or a board for the 7. Yeah, pretty much that's going to have to be the way it is. So that's pretty much my plan to do that. So I've got all the parts, as you can see. Looks fantastic. We'll get that all fixed up at some point. Yeah, let's put this back in the corner. Shit, there we go. And got my dual cores right here. And then I've got my single cores over in the corner there, which I'll probably get rid of them anyway. I think I have got some single core AMDs, but I'll be honest, I think I'll chuck this one because there's a slightly bent pin on it. I'll just chuck it anyway. Useless to me now. I think I just don't see the point in keeping it. It's a piece of crap anyway. I try to just mainly keep dual cores, combination of that type of stuff. This. What the hell is that? Oh, it's a mobile processor, so I don't actually know what that is. I think it was an earlier model anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So I've arranged my parts. Now I pretty much got to fire this up on the bench and get it running, which I will figure out a day, and I'll set it all up on the bench and everything else and make sure it works properly. Which I don't know whether I'll do that today or tomorrow. Depends, I'll see. But I got these Pentium 4s, which to be honest I'll just chuck these P4s because they're just useless to me. I'd rather have dual cores, to be truthful, especially these days. Don't see the point in keeping anything below a dual core. I do have a couple of single AMD cores, but that's only because they're in relatively good condition and I'm keeping them. Otherwise I wouldn't see the point. What else? I think that's about it, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's about it. So for now, I've pretty much done my dash with that. I've built myself the necessary parts to build a computer, which is great. So I've got the necessary parts to build a computer. This is obviously an AM2 processor right here, and it seems to be functional, which is great. And well, we'll see if it's functional. I actually have to boot it up and test it and everything else, obviously, which is something I have to do to the system, which I will. I have to go through, I have to Google up and just see exactly what's on for this board anyway. Alright, I'll leave it there anyway. Thank you very much, YouTube. This has sort of been me collecting parts for my new project. Just getting some parts together to sort of be able to do things and fix up a machine and basically get a machine running. So stay tuned, I've got more coming up obviously. Please like, favorite and subscribe. And of course in between liking, favoriting and subscribing you can also watch my Twitch stream, which I do have from time to time. I do Twitch gaming and stuff like that. I do building and combination of it. I mean I do a lot of different things depending on my mood. So yeah. Alright, thank you very much and catch you YouTube, bye.